Hello, my dear students! How are you doing today? It is good to have you for today's discussion as we begin to explore another lesson with your subject, the contemporary world. For our topic today, we are to talk about Asian regionalism. After watching this video, you should be able to define Asian regionalism, differentiate regionalization from globalization, and analyze how different Asian states confront the challenges of regionalization and globalization. As we begin, let us define and understand the following key terms that are associated with Asian regionalism. Number 1. Regionalization. Regionalization is the process of dividing an area into smaller segments called regions. As we all know, the world is divided into not just continents but also regions. Number 2. Regions. Regions are groups of countries located in the same geographical area. For example, Japan, China, Indonesia, and the Philippines are located within the geographical area of Asia, which is a region aside from being the largest and most diverse continent in the world. Among Asia, the other 8 official recognized regions of the world are Africa, the Caribbean, Central America, Europe, North America, Oceania, and the South America. Number 3. Regionalism. Regionalism is defined as a political ideology that favors a specific region over a greater area. Meaning to say, it mostly focuses on regions since they are smaller compared to larger areas. Because of this, regionalism usually results to political separations, religions geography, cultural boundaries, linguistic regions, and managerial divisions. But why do countries form regional organization? They form regional organization as a way of coping with the challenges of globalization. But what is globalization? Globalization is a process by which people are unified into a single society and function together. It is the process by which businesses or other organizations develop international influence or start operating on an international scale. What are the differences of regionalization and globalization? In nature, globalization promoted integration of economies across state borders all around the world, while regionalization divides an area into smaller regions. In market, globalization allows many corporations to trade on international level. It also allows free market. What is a free market? A free market is an unregulated system of economic exchange that requires no tariffs or just minimal. We all know that a tariff is a tax imposed by one country on the goods and services imported from another country. In regionalization, monopolies are more likely to develop. Monopoly means one producer controls supply of goods or services and where the entry of new producers is prevented or highly restricted. In cultural and societal relations, globalization accelerates multiculturalism through free and inexpensive movement of people, while regionalization does not support multiculturalism. Multiculturalism is the view that cultures, races, and ethnicities, particularly those of minority groups, deserve special acknowledgement of their differences within a dominant political culture. It is a situation in which all the different cultural or racial groups in society have equal rights and opportunities, and none is ignored or regarded as unimportant. In aid, globalized international communities are more willing to aid countries stricken by disasters, while in regionalization, an area does not get involved in the affairs of other areas. In technological advances, globalization has driven great advances in technology. In regionalization, advanced technology is rarely available in one country or region. Just earlier, I have asked you why countries form regional associations. These countries form regional associations or organizations because of number 1, military defense. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO, was formed to protect Europe from the threat of the Soviet Union. And as a response, the Soviet Union created the Warsaw Pact. The Warsaw Pact, formerly known as the Treaty of Friendship, Cooperation and Mutual Assistance, which was established as a balance of power or counterweight to NATO, or the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Number 2. Countries form regional associations because of economic crisis. The Association of Southeast Asian Nations, along with China, Japan, and South Korea, established an emergency fund that stabilized Asian economies after the rippling effect of the Thai economy's collapse. Number 3. Because of resources. Countries form regional associations because of resources. Countries need to pool their resources together to make themselves more powerful. The Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries rose in power when they took over domestic production and controlled crude oil prices across the globe. So those are the reasons why countries form regional organizations. Because of military defense, economic crisis, and resources. It is their way to cope up with the challenges of globalization. As a conclusion, Asian regionalism is the product of economic interaction and not political planning. Did you enjoy our lesson today? Well, I have enjoyed it too. However, if you have any comments, suggestions, or clarifications, feel free to write them in the comments down below. This has been Mrs. Gloria P. Balimbi, your teacher for today.